did.
Yeah. Did y'all's water freeze?
I don't know. Yours?
I don't think so.
I know I'm wearing thermals, a t-shirt, thermals, this other blue Columbia thing, and this hoodie last night to sleep in.
Woo!
Yeah, she's a little chilly.
Oh, man.
But I tell you what, I was looking forward to the sun coming up.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it'll be as cold tonight.
It's not supposed to be. I think it still gets into the 30s, but
we might find that dude down there leaned up against a tree, freaking stoved up or dead if we...
Well, good morning. It's day 2 on our little frozen adventure. It's about 33, 32 degrees, something like that. It's about freezing. We got a fire going, so hopefully we can warm up. We're going to start today, and we're going to head up that and go across that ridge all the way to Cheaha State Park. Well, no, we're not going that far. What am I talking about? We're going to take a turn before we get there and head down the mountain and then make a loop back to our car for the 3rd day. Anyway, there is Cajun Porsche who got very cold last night, didn't you?
Froze. Yes, it was very
And Pyro Bill was okay, huh? You all right?
I did all right.
Okay. We had a visitor last night before we went to bed. His name was Philly.
Yeah, Philly.
And he is hiking the, I don't know what you call it, the Eastern Trail, Eastern Continental Divide Trail or something like that. No, not Continental Divide. What am I thinking?
I don't know what it's called, but he's hiking from Florida to Springer Mountain.
Yeah, he's not going to go all the way up the AT, but he started down in Florida. I guess he hiked the Florida Trail, and then he made it somehow to Flag Mountain up here on the Pinhoti, and then he's going to Springer. And that dude was ultra light. He had a Mountain Laurel design pack that looked like it was about 30 liters. Said he had some sort of tent, but
A bivvy.
some sort of bivvy. All right, we're gonna try to get warm, get some coffee, start hiking, and not freeze. See you in a little bit.
It's cold.
Glad it didn't get cold enough to completely freeze the water.
That's how I know that spot on the AT was the coldest. Because we had some frozen water.
Yeah. You not doing the coffee, Scott?
No, I'm glad.
Might want to boil my water first this time.
Before you pour it in your coffee?
Before I put it in my coffee. With my coffee.
Gotten to where, like, if I get too much chocolate in it, it's almost...
My feet didn't really get cold. Mainly just my shoulders up.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Is it? cold.
There's Pyro packing up. There's what's left of my tarp and bivvy setup. And there's Cajun Porsche. He's breaking down camp. And we're just enjoying the sunrise on the mountain.
Sunrise on the mountain.
Well, it's the morning of day 2. Pyro Bill, Cajun Porsche, and we're about to head out. We got everything packed up. The fire is out. We have thoroughly peed on it to make sure. I don't know if I want to keep that in there. To make sure that it's. To make sure we have the fire put out. What did you say, Bill? Cold. Too hot to touch.
If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
Too hot to leave. So we were
From
practicing.
Smokey Bear commercials.
All right, so we're heading on down the trail, and we'll catch you at the top of Stairway to Heaven if we make it. There's the old Pinhoti sign. There used to be the trail markers. It's a turkey foot.
Yeah, they're coming up with, we should be seeing them in there.
All right, we're making the turn up to Stairway to Heaven. There's the Pinhoti sign.
There's another one right here. Huh. Yeah. Get the water in, I guess.
So I think we're gonna be heading, I'm not exactly sure where the gap is, but the trail runs over here and it winds its way up there. And then the gap may be there or it may be there, but that's Stairway to Heaven, and the view out there is spectacular, and we'll show it to you when we get to the top. I don't know if you can see the rock scramble that we're on, but it's behind me. And Pyro and Cajun Porsche are headed up there. But we're basically heading up there to that gap to get us through up to the Stairway to Heaven. So hopefully we'll get up there sometime today.
I don't think we go up there anymore.
No, we don't go for that. Unless they
No, there it is.
Is that a sign?
Yeah, I don't think it goes.
Go up in through those rocks. We'll see. That's just, see where we go.
So as we go up this rock scramble, there they are. It just goes straight up. I think about the old books from the 80s, the choose your own adventure books, like the ones that you read a bit and then it gives you a question and it says, if you kill the dragon, you go to page 54. If you decide to bypass the dragon, you go to page 25. I never made it to the end of those books. Only some older people would remember those choose your own adventure books. I don't think they do them anymore. All right, we're almost done. We made it to the top of Stairway to Heaven. Just a few more pushes. And we'll be there. Yeah, no more switchbacks. Straight up. That right there is where we're going. That's Stairway to Heaven. Well, this is Stairway to Heaven, and that's the view up there. Almost to the top, I promise. I'm about to put on my oxygen tank. All right, here's the view. So I've told my kids, Big Fist, Saw, and Live, that they are to bury me up here. Just right at that rock right there. Just drop my ashes right there. I can stay here for eternity, or at least till my ashes dry up. So this is one of my favorite places in the world, Stairway to Heaven. It's in Alabama, and it's at Cheaha on the Pinhoti. And it's not the tallest mountain in the southeast, obviously, but it's beautiful to me. All right, see you down the trail. Everybody made it up here to the top. I love how this this area is kind of flattened out like a bowl, and then this is the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains that keep on going north towards Springer. So, you know, back south is the first 1,000-foot mountain on the Pinhoti in the Appalachian chain, which is Flag Mountain, and then you come from back that way and head up the spine of these small foothills that head you all the way up. And then up there at the top, that's Cheaha right there, which is the tallest peak in Alabama. I don't know the footage, but I'll try to research that and put it somewhere here. All right, we're heading on. Talk to you in a bit. So now we made it to the gap that before we get up to the spine where we'll get all the views. But as we stop for snacks. You know, a lot of times in these videos, I'll ask everybody certain questions to see if they're still watching. I think very few people are still watching at this point. But so my question to you is, what kind of snacks do you take on the trail when you hike? we were just sharing some lollipops. In the South, we call it, we say suckers, don't we, guys? So I call them suckers, but lollipops, whatever. Got the bubblegum flavor and the orange creamsicle. My favorite is berries and cream. So that's sometimes what I use for snacks. I know that's very healthy and not something a dentist would recommend, but I do like that pick-me-up with sugar. Just random thoughts from the trail. So comments below, what is your favorite snack that you take with you backpacking on the trail? I'll be interested to know. All right, talk to y'all later. Come here, buddy. Hey, buddy. She is super excited.
Yeah.
She got all her food on there?
No food.
No food?
She ends up in the water.
Oh, okay. Hey, Callie.
Water. And last night's green beans.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Come here, Callie. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy.
Caliber.
Oh, Caliber. Oh, I'm sorry.
Call her Callie.
Call her Callie. Okay. So this is kind of the malfunction junction. There's the Pinhoti Trail sign, and that's Adams Gap. That's where we started. Come around here, and you got Cheaha Silent Trail, which we're heading down now. Pinhoti Trail, Cheaha State Park is that way, going that way. And then there's one more trail up here. This is such a nice sign that somebody did. The Odom Scout Trail, and that goes that way. So we're kind of at a junction in all the trails. And it's this really nice campsite area up here that kind of leaves you at the junction. We came from that way, and now we're headed that way. We're taking a little break. Got a little peanut M&Ms, and Pyro gave me some always good Welch's fruit snacks, mixed fruit.
All right, so we're at the top of an area that we've come to call 300. It's a really, and the reason we call it 300, so we're about to go down it, and it is a very long set of rock stairs. So one time we were hiking, and as we were fixing to go down this, we came upon a group coming the other way. And one of the guys in the group is dressed, he had on no shirt, he had on just a real small pair of shorts, kind of like those European swimsuits that you see. His shoes were those little, I forget what the name brand is, but the little barefoot looking things, the individual
5 fingers.
slots for, yeah, 5 fingers for your toes, you know, a pair of those. And he was wearing a red cape or a blanket around his neck like a cape. So that's all he had, and he had a machete strapped to his back. So immediately thought of the movie 300 and, you know, the way those guys were dressed, and given the amount of climbing you have to do to come up and the amount we're going to do down, we naturally called this place 300. So that's how the name comes about.
All right, that is the legend of 300. It's told by Pyro Bill, and it happened exactly that way. Except I was a little scared because I thought he was going to kill me with the machete.
up, Brad.
Okay.
Slick this trap right there.
This is nasty.
Slick.
Whee! Gross. This is some muddy mess right here. Looks like a reroute. Can't go that way. We can, but it'd just be difficult. We're going this way. That's a big old tree. Looks a little sketchy. So far, so good. Cajun Porsche has the only shoes that are waterproof. Right? Your shoes are waterproof? Ooh, I don't actually see this step.
Yes, sir. Big one.
Also, I've got to talk about some little incident that just occurred as we're hiking. We've been going for about 4 miles or so. Maybe 5, I don't know. Anyway, we're heading down the mountain. We cross the creek and we come across this individual who has a tutu on. Yeah, I'm talking about like the ballerina tutu. Not sure he had anything else on. I didn't really look too carefully, but really odd. Anyway, we're moving on. We're down here to Turnipseed campground on the Cheaha Silent Trail, where we'll cross the road and then head for the second half of the loop, basically. So we're about halfway through with our loop, and it's just been a glorious day of hiking. Weather is perfect, maybe 50, 55 degrees, I don't know, 52 degrees. And it's been a little windy up top, which made it a little cool, but as we got down here to the bottom of the mountain, it's more just real easy temperatures with no wind. Anyway, we're moving on. Here's Adams Gap. Let's see, we went up, where's the Pinhoti? Oh, we went up the Pinhoti and we camped somewhere in here, I don't know exactly. And then you can see the topography as the lines get smaller. That's the mountain that we climbed. And then we came across the ridge where we came across where we had the junction. This is that junction I showed you. And then this green trail heads down to Turnipseed, where we are now. Next, we're going to take the Skyway Trail. Let's see, where's the Skyway?
Across to here.
Oh, we're going to go.
And then you pick up the Skyway Loop Trail.
Then we're going to go Cheaha to here. And then we take this orange trail,
Skyway Trail.
the Skyway Trail, all the way back to Adams Gap. Don't know what I'm gonna do.
What the? Golly, Bill. That was scary. Scared someone to death. Thought the gun went off.
Something we need to talk about is today is leap year. This is the one day, 4 years? 4 years. So we are hiking today, and we will not be able to hike on this day for another 4 years. So maybe we should set a reunion at Turnipseed 4 years on this day, because today is leap year day. March,
February 29th.
I mean, February 29th. I don't know what day it is.
We might need to check.
It's one of those.
And it must have some. So we're at Turnipseed Campgrounds, and they have a privy right there. And they also have a trash can right there. So it's pretty nice to have a little bit of amenities at the campground as you cross the road. So I'm going to use the trash can there, and we'll head on. We've got probably another 7 miles to get to some campsites that we want to down on the Skyway Trail. We've got to finish the Pinhoti Trail and then take a southward turn onto the Skyway Trail on this loop, and then there's campsites several miles down the loop. These are the two guys that were traumatized just now by a man with no pants on that crossed us on the trail, and we're not sure what he was doing, why he had no pants on, but we will try to forget that whole scene and move on to the next trail. All right, here's a sign. It says to get to the Skyway Trail, we got 3.7, and then we take a southward turn, I guess, and we go down the Skyway Trail for another few miles. So we probably got 6 miles left, maybe, today. All right. Over behind the camera is a trail run. Is it the 50K or 100K or what is it?
Or either 50 mile.
50 mile.
50K or 50 mile.
We're not sure, but it's the Pinhoti run this weekend, and today is leap year day. So you can hear in the background all the guys and girls running, and they're on a long distance trail race. Not for me. I can't run that distance anymore. But really cool that they're giving that effort and trying to do, I think, 50 miles. All right, we'll push on. I think we'll probably encounter some of these race people down the trail. So we're encountering the Pinhoti 50K, which is 31 miles. And we're seeing a bunch of the runners as we go by. It's somewhere around 31 miles, and they end up going, where do they end up? At the some tower. But anyway, we'll be passing the runners from here on, it sounds like.